Psalms 88 to 91, read a few verses of each, starting from Psalm 88, verse 1. O Yahweh, God of my salvation, I have cried day and night before thee. Let my prayer come before thee. Incline thine ear unto my cry. For my soul is full of troubles, and my life draweth near unto the grave. I am counted with them that go down into the pit. I am as a man that have no strength. Verse 10. Wilt thou show wonders to the dead? Shall the dead arise and praise thee, Selah? Shall thy loving kindness be declared in the grave, or thy faithfulness in destruction? Shall thy wonders be known in the dark, and thy righteousness in the land of the forgetfulness? Psalm 89, verse 1. I will sing of the mercies of Yahweh forever. With my mouth will I make known thy faithfulness to all generations. For I have said, mercy shall be built up forever. Thy faithfulness shalt thou establish in the very heavens. I have made a covenant with my chosen. I have sworn unto David my servant. Thy seed will I establish forever, and build up the throne to all generations. Selah. Verse 7. God is greatly to be feared in the assembly of the saints, and to be had in reverence of all them that are about him. O Yahweh, God of hosts, who is a strong God like unto thee, or to thy faithfulness round about thee? Verse 11. The heavens are thine, the earth also is thine. As for the world and the fullness thereof, thou hast founded them. Verse 20. I have found David my servant with my holy oil, I anointed him. With whom my hand shall be established, my arm also shall strengthen him. The enemy shall not exact upon him, nor the son of wickedness afflict him. And I will beat down his foes before his face, and plague them that hate him. Verse 30. If his children forsake my law, and walk not in my judgments, if they break my statutes and keep not my commandments, then will I visit their transgression with the rod, and their iniquity with stripes. Nevertheless, my loving kindness will I not utterly take from him, nor suffer my faithfulness to fail. My covenant will I not break, nor alter the thing that is gone out of my lips. Psalm 90 verse 1. A prayer of Moses, the man of God. Yahweh, thou hast been our dwelling place in all generations. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever thou hadst formed the earth and the world, even from everlasting to everlasting, thou art God. Thou turnest man to destruction, and sayest, return, you children of men. For 1,000 years in thy sight are but as yesterday when it is past, and as a watch in the night. Verse 10. The days of our years are 60 years and 10. And if by reason of strength they be 80 years, yet is their strength labour and sorrow, for it is soon cut off, and we fly away. Who knoweth the power of thine anger? Even according to thy fear, so is thy wrath. So teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts to wisdom. Psalm 91. My refuge and my fortress, verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
Actually, before we go on to that psalm, let's do some scriptures about wisdom. Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh my God commanded me, that you should do so in the land whither you go to possess it. Deuteronomy 4, verse 6. Keep, therefore, and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. We shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. That is wisdom as God sees it, and not as we may try to understand it or interpret it. Okay, going back to Psalm 91, my refuge and my fortress. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Continuing from verse 2, I will say of Yahweh.
I will say of Yahweh, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver.
Surely He shall deliver.
Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be the shield and the buckler. There, verse 10, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come near thy dwelling. For He shall give His angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone.
So, truth is thy shield, the psalm says. Psalms 119 verse 142, a relevant connection. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is truth. Psalm 119 verse 151. Thou art near, O Yahweh, all thy commandments are truth. Let's highlight these ones whilst we are here. So this is your reference from the Bible of what is truth. 1 John chapters 2 verse 4. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him. So anyone reading this who do not keep the commandments of God is a liar and does not hold the truth. And the commandments is everything God has says. Not just 10 as some people call it, everything. Okay, continuing from, a comment on the plague. Plague come near thine dwelling, the psalm says. Deuteronomy chapters 28 verse 58. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and faithful name, Yahweh thy God, then Yahweh will make thy plagues wonderful, which doesn't mean wonderful, it means being terrible, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continence, and sore sicknesses, and of long continences. Deuteronomy 28, 6-1. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee, until thou be destroyed. So not only the plagues that are written in the book, but even some that are not written in the book. That's how bad it will be. Verse 11 was quoted by Satan in Luke chapters 40 verse 10.
As I said in the opening of the book of Psalms, some of these are messianic psalms. Verse 11 was quoted by Satan in Luke chapters 4 verse 10 and Matthew chapters 4 verse 5, when it says, And the devil taketh him up into the holy city, and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple, and saith unto him, If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, talking about in Psalms, He shall give His angels charge concerning thee, and in thy hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. And verse 7, Yeshua said unto him, It is written again, Thou shalt not tempt Yahweh thy God. See also Hebrews chapters 1 and verse 14. It says, Are they not all ministering spirits sent forth to minister for them who shall be heirs of salvation? Shalom, until tomorrow, God willing.